Woohoo! Oh, Rocky, looking good. About 9 foot tall. Kicking butt. Looking nice. And over here, we have Superboy. And Superboy's now a good 10 feet tall. And looks like it grew a foot already today. It's about noon, it's cold. It's been rainy, it's been cold, it's been miserable. When I say cold, 50 degrees. But we want 75, 80, folks. Hey, Max Raphael here. Sorry for all the noise outside. Our male hop yard here is about 75 feet from the road. And I wanted to give you another point of view. Welcome to this week's vlog number 17, Hops World. And I don't know if you recall last week we had the major problem with the spider mites in our grow room. So here is Polaris. Wah! I walked in here this morning, and just since yesterday, folks, I swear to God, this plant has been literally destroyed. And why? Look at the webbing. What the frig, man? Well, real quickly, folks, here we are with our smooth cone and Polaris. Wah! But as you can see, the plant was definitely, both of them, starting to re-veg. See the sprouts? So, spider mites or not, this thing should come back. We're gonna plant this outside here next to our Rocky male. We actually are pulling out the 2 open pollination little plants that we had thought about putting here. And we're putting them right here in our male hop yard. So we can definitely, hopefully definitely get seeds this year from these 2 varieties that we've never used before in our breeding program. Smooth cone is the mother of 4 or 5 different varieties in New Zealand, including Nelson Sauvin, Pacific Gem, Southern Cross. It's prolific. At Polaris, bam, more than 20% alpha and more than 3 to 5 milliliters of oil per 100 grams of water. Bam. So let's get planting. Starting over, but you can see all the wind dropped tons of these little, we called them helicopters when we were kids, with their seeds from the tree. We'll get back to this big plastic thing, and there's our smooth cone. I'm going to remove some of these straight out of our grow room, and check out the nodes that are sticking out. So this cold will probably help it burr up a little more maybe. But we definitely want warmth because we want these things to take off shortly. Our little Cascade, which isn't really getting enough sun, grown from a rhizome, is what it is. Hopefully they grow up. This is our male hop yard if you haven't watched. And the strings are going up. This side is 16 feet, the other side's 20 feet for the 2 males. And what I have here is a 5-gallon plastic water jug and a cutting from Rocky. So it's been in here for a little while, a couple days, maybe 4 or 5 days. Hopefully I can see little sprouts coming here and here. So hopefully it's going to take and it's going to grow some roots. So we're making a clone of Rocky for a fellow breeder. So here we are in our male hop yard. Looking good. Let's go over to Hops World. Hey friends, welcome to Hops World. And here we are with the Triumph twins and our Zeus. And today is the day of reckoning, folks. The day we're gonna pick our cones and grab our seeds. And we're gonna start over this time with our aeroponic. What I learned, I never let these plants go so big. I added this Zeus plant this year, this harvest, because we usually get 2 a year. And there's way too many roots in this little aeroponic container. We're using up gallons of water every day. The plants really transpire, and I can't keep up with the water. As you can see, the plants really harden up here at the bottom. The Triumph not so much, but the Zeus definitely. And there's some new burrs already starting, which is a great sign. So these things should come back. This Zeus we're gonna take out of here and transplant. And we're gonna separate these two Triumph for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna transplant one outside. I was going to, but I think I might create 2 separate aeroponics with the Triumph twins. But for now, today's mission, harvest time. So, chop chop. Now when I cut my aeroponic setup, what I do is leave a couple nodes on the plants because they will start sprouting. I don't chop them all the way down to the bottom, okay? Last but not least, T1. Bam. All of our plants are officially disconnected from our aeroponic setup. We're going to clean this out the next day or two, separate it, take the plants out, bring the light back down, and start all over. But now, up to the top to harvest the cones. Let's do it. Well, here I am up on the top of the plant. As you can see, the leaves have really yellowed here. They were really close to the light. We had turned the light out 3 days ago, as we always do before we harvest, to try to get these cones to create more oils. Not that we need more oils, because we're just trying to make seeds. But we're going to go through and make sure we separate the Zeus plant from the Triumph plants so we can pick these cones and make sure we don't mix them up. It's real important. So first I'm going to pick all the Zeus cones. Cut this top part off. Wow, we broke up some of the cones and check it out. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Boy, am I happy. Our wild, not ours, our friends, wild French male crossed with, these are Zeus. Also here, Zeus. Let's keep breaking open. You can almost feel the seeds inside these as you break them open. Check it out. Bam. Man, the smell is incredible. Even the oils. Wow, I didn't realize how much lupulin is in these cones. So a couple more seeds here. Hoo hoo hoo. Two more cones. I'm going to go through. Some of these seeds are a little bit white. They could have been a little more riper. But we want to really start over on these plants since it's almost past spring. That cone looks like there's only one seed here. Pull it out. And this is how we do it. We go through cone by cone. Try to find the seeds. As you can see, there's some seeds here that are a little bit immature. We probably could have let that cone go a little bit longer. You see that? But we have plenty of mature seeds, and our fast track breeding program is kicking, folks. Woohoo! Well, I thought I would just show you now that we lowered the light back down. Our 600 watt Mars Hydro LED full spectrum. And as you can see on this Zeus plant, there's some burrs, real nice ones starting there. And even over here, there's some little burrs here on this branch. On our Triumph T2, and T1 has some real nice burrs. A little purple sticking out. It's 48 degrees outside, and the water is really cold right now because we just dumped some fresh cold water in there. But that'll shock them a little and get them going. We have the light about 30 inches above the plants, 24 to 30 inches, and they should start kicking again soon. But we're going to take these out and show you the roots. You'll be amazed what's going on inside our aeroponic. But let's go out and see our girls. Hey, welcome to our female yard, folks. And now you saw how we raise our strings in our retractable trellis. It's still some work. Over 200 hops babies here, 200 individual strings. But you can check it out on this side. All the strings are done and tied. And some of the plants are trained, the smaller ones, of course. These all still hanging down. This row here, which has 100, I think 105, 106 plants. All tied, all strung. This will be a beauty when these babies start climbing up the strings, folks. These are all mostly 99% F2, which means they're crossed twice now. These little ones here I want to talk about. As you can see, it says OP times, which means crossed with Superboy. These I found around here in the hop yard, which apparently were seeds that fell last year and they just popped up. They're little babies, so they are one of our females from last year. We're not sure which one, so we call that OP, open pollination. And Superboy was our only male plant last year in our whole hop yard, so we know which male. He's over there, right there. And this row is second year. All of our own varieties. Woohoo! They're starting to kick. Check it out. They're catching up to some of the commercial varieties here, folks. We have some Comet Rockies. Here's our mellow yellow. Whoa. Really light and kicking butt. These, what you call our experimental. I left some of our pretty yellow flowers here for anybody that noticed. But a couple of these are really kicking here. This one, this is probably our biggest plant other than our cluster, which is always the biggest. This Comet versus Rocky from 2 years ago. It's really light colored and really kicking butt compared to the other cross right next to it, Comet versus Rocky. Darker green and only, 4 foot tall. These ones in the buckets popped up out of nowhere, so I put strings on them. Here's our commercial varieties here. I got the hop yard pretty organized. I'm still going to plant a few more plants this year. But we're in mid-May. We're getting to mid-May. Zeus, Pocket Talisman. It's a dwarf variety. Brewer's Gold. A lot of these just planted this year, so they're just popping up. The ones that are big, obviously, from last year are Chinook. Our pubescent, I'm gonna cry if it doesn't pop back up. Nugget. I raised that thing from a little sprout. It was almost dead. And it's not sprouting since last winter. Bitter Gold, Northern Brewer. These all brand new. Tahoma, which was down in our grow room. Tea Maker. Sat in the refrigerator over a month. It's popping up. Cascade was a rhizome we just got. Triple Pearl from last year. Pacific Gem was in our grow room, kicking, about 3 feet tall. Centennial, which was full of downy mildew last week. It looks good now. These 2 spots I'm leaving open so far. And the last 3 are OP again. These were seeds from 2 years ago that I found in the hop yard. And their second year, I'm really curious how they're going to look this year. We still have about 6 or 7 OP plants out of a couple hundred. And this little spot right here, I have some of our OPs, various, our lupulloides. It was in the grow room. Some new plants I'm going to plant. We have a Sriracha and a Canadian red vine. This was our only seeds we got from our EXP experimentals, these 2, and some open pollination. But what I'm going to do, I forgot this one that popped up from 2 years ago alongside the tree, and there's a little baby popped up this year right there. Must be a seed. I'm going to name this thing, I'm not sure what. See how it grows. I'm going to leave it right there and let it grow on this old tree. It's a killer old tree. It's all rotted. It's ready to die. It's been dying for 20 years. I hate to give up on it because it gives us nice shade, but it's totally hollow inside and could fall down any moment. I hope we don't lose our hops plant. But what I'm going to do right here, I think, in this little strip, gets nice sunny, is put in a little temporary trellis and make a little video how to build a hops trellis. Nice and simple. Not like our little bit more complicated retractable. So all I have to do is tie that last row of plants, the one's half over 50, and the whole hop yard is stringed for this year. Time to start giving these bad boys some newts. Woohoo! Let's check out Super Boy real quick. On an angle here, climbing up about 8 feet high, probably 10 feet tall, and kicking butt as usual. Look at this branch. I was going to wrap it. There's 2 branches here, a couple feet long. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them, why they branch like that, because none of the tips broke, but there's about 3 or 4 going up, and they will probably make it to the top this year. It's getting dark here. Let's check down into the dungeon with our last hops plant in the dungeon. Well, here we are down in the dungeon, grow room 1, and still the prettiest hops plant I ever grew. Wow, this sunbeam is such a, I don't know what you'd call that color, vibrant light green, and it really kicked ass and even really flowered pretty much until, unfortunately, I left the lights on and all the plants started re-vegging. I don't know if you've been following along, watching this story. So we turned the lights back again to 10 hours a day, trying to get these last cones to actually mature. All we're really trying to do here is get some seeds. We pollinated this plant with our French wild male. And some of these cones look plenty big enough, plenty mature enough. Hopefully, we're gonna let this go for about another week as long as the spider mites don't get it. We had 6 plants in here and the spider mites started taking control. So there's none left. They're all outside. Right now I only have just a little LED light. It's evening and the grow lights are out. I've learned to check the plants in the evening and make sure the lights aren't on for 24 hours. So my plants don't re-veg and start growing again. But in this case, shortly, I really want to get this thing outside so we can get it to flower again this year. So I'm hoping within a week or so, these cones will be ready. Almost feels like there's something hard inside there, but I hate to squeeze it too much. I'd love to get some seeds, even a few. Well, folks, another one in the books. Vlog number 18. Thanks for being with me. Check out our channel. Hey, subscribe if you want. Check it out every week. We're going to be putting a lot of tips on this week and changing things around in Hops World. Cheers to life.